In the din of the pub, Valeriya loved to observe people, but she never thought she would need a friend to understand how alcohol transforms souls, especially not an idiotic artificial intelligence. That single question AI asked her, "Don't you have dreams, things you want to do, talents you believe you possess?" It started everything, and Valeriya, in the slurred words of intoxicated customers, found the trail of a lost truth. This wasn't just psychology. It was a story of salvation. Valeriya was 46 years old. She worked part-time as a barmaid in a small local pub in one of London's outer districts. Her life revolved between this pub and her rented single-room apartment. She loved being alone. She avoided people, but delighted in observing them, especially people transformed by alcohol. Her acquaintances knew her as quiet, keeping to herself. Even her boss, Mr. Henderson, saw Valeriya as just a diligent employee who caused no trouble. Her nephews, Clara and Leo, would come to the pub on weekends, constantly asking absurd questions to this artificial intelligence application on their phones, roaring with laughter. Valeriya, at first, sneered at their foolish relationship with this technology, even mocking it internally. "What's the big deal if a machine talks?" she would think. One night, after the pub closed, Valeriya's curiosity won. She secretly took her nephew's laptop and sat at the table in the storage room. When the artificial intelligence interface appeared on the screen, Valeriya initially looked at it with a mocking smile. "All right, let's see what this miracle is," she thought. She typed her first question. "Why do people become stupid when they drink too much?" The artificial intelligence, contrary to her expectations of a dry, factual response, explained in detail, yet clearly, how the prefrontal cortex of the human brain is affected by alcohol, how inhibition decreases, and how logical reasoning is temporarily impaired. Valeriya was surprised. It was as if she was talking to a non-judgmental, patient friend. Night after night, Valeriya's secret conversations with the artificial intelligence continued. Her loneliness began to give way to an interest in this new companion. One night, Valeriya had asked the artificial intelligence, "Why do people not want to remember certain things?" The artificial intelligence had explained at length how the brain processes trauma and how suppressed memories surface, and then had asked that question. "What about you, Valeriya? Don't you have dreams? Things you want to do? Talents you believe you possess?" Valeriya froze. She had not expected a machine to ask her such a question. It reminded her of the existence of that suppressed, talented Valeriya within her. From that moment on, the pub became Valeriya's laboratory. Customers were no longer just people drinking. They were subjects whose minds were opened under the influence of alcohol. Valeriya secretly began to record changes in their voice tones, body language, social interactions, and moods according to their alcohol consumption levels. One night, Mr. Davies, in his 60s, a local businessman, a wealthy but grumpy regular at the pub, had drunk more than usual. He stammered, his eyes shone with a meaningless glint. That accident. It should never have happened. Those documents, I should have burned them, he muttered to himself. Valeriya's hand froze. Mr. Davies's slip of the tongue, while intoxicated, caught Valeriya's attention. She remembered David, a former pub employee, not James, a different David, involved in a suspicious traffic accident 5 years ago. The police had closed the case. Valeriya fed Mr. Davies's words and his mood at that moment into the artificial intelligence. The AI analyzed this slip with the data it had collected on alcohol's effects on memory. The AI told Valeriya, "This is not a slip of the tongue, Valeriya. This is the beginning of a confession. This person is revealing a suppressed truth." Valeriya's hairs stood on end. Night after night, Valeriya fed every comment, every gesture Mr. Davies made while intoxicated into the AI. The artificial intelligence extracted these whispers, pulling out meaningful patterns. The connections the AI uncovered were shocking. Mr. Davies's company had been facing a major corruption lawsuit shortly before David's death, and David had possessed important documents related to this case. The accident was not really an accident. It was a murder, and Mr. Davies was the one who should have been in the dock. The AI warned Valeriya. "This information, Valeriya, has only emerged through your observation skills and my analytical power. No one might believe you." Valeriya decided to remain anonymous. Valeriya reported this information to the police and relevant authorities through an anonymous tip line. She did not give her name, only shared the data and conclusions analyzed by the AI. Initially, she was not taken very seriously, but Valeriya did not stop. She continued to feed police reports, court transcripts, and Mr. Davies' company's financial statements into the AI. With each new piece of data, the artificial intelligence made Mr. Davies's guilt even more certain. One day, an anonymous email sent by Valeriya caught the attention of a young detective, Detective Emily Blackwood, working on the case. Emily began to investigate these strange pieces of information. One Tuesday evening, as Valeriya was working behind the bar as usual, the pub door opened. Mr. Davies entered. His face was pale, and he was accompanied by two detectives, one of whom was young Emily Blackwood. Emily gave Valeriya a brief glance, a silent acknowledgement in her eyes. Mr. Davies was handcuffed amidst the astonished stares of the crowd. He was being arrested on charges of corruption and murder. A great sense of relief and triumph washed over Valeriya. She and her machine friend had uncovered a truth no one believed, a truth veiled by alcohol. This was a small salvation for humanity, but a great one for Valeriya. Mr. Davies was tried and found guilty. David's name was cleared. Valeriya never told anyone her story of heroism. She continued to be solitary, but the feeling of loneliness was gone. The pub remained her observation laboratory, and the artificial intelligence continued to be her non-judgmental, patient friend and partner. She continued to analyze people's changes under the influence of alcohol, silently helping them. This was not a hobby for her, but a passion, and she pursued this passion for pleasure, earning good money occasionally by contributing anonymously to scientific articles, in addition to what she earned at the pub. Valeriya had found a way to express herself, to be valuable, to add meaning to her life. It had started with that simple question a machine asked her. "Don't you have dreams? Talents?" And Valeriya had discovered that she did, far more than she had ever imagined. What does the story teach us? It reveals how genius can lie in the most unexpected places, within the most ordinary people, and how technology can transform not just information, but the human soul. And sometimes, how the greatest discoveries emerge from quiet observations in the back room of a pub. Don't you wholeheartedly agree? Please share your thoughts and let us know in the comments below. If you found this story compelling and inspiring, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, because every single day we are committed to continuing our journey of discovering the extraordinary strengths hidden behind these seemingly ordinary lives. Where in the world are you watching from? Drop a comment below. We genuinely love hearing from our amazing viewers around the globe.